Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we're back with another reaction to The Boys. We are now on to episode 6, which is called The Bloody Doors Off. So yeah, things are just a mess right now, as usual, as it usually is in the middle of The Boys here. And I think one of the biggest things that sent me for a loop in the last episode was the ending scene. Still traumatized. Yeah, a lot going on there. Billy's back in the game after taking a bit of a sabbatical, and we have poor Kumiko who's kind of just lost at the moment. So this episode, I'm not really sure where we're going, but I know it's going to be, as usual, brilliant, bloody, and just, quite frankly, traumatizing all at once. And I'm very much looking forward to it. So without further ado, let's get into this episode. But before I do, if you have been here before and you like what you see, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Help a girl out, I'd very much appreciate it. I've got some goals I'm trying to hit. I want to get to that 10K, so if you want to be on that journey with me, I would appreciate it so much. So, that out of the way, guys, without further ado, let's get into the episode now.
So you're Betty White?
Oh, what a fucking question.
I mean,
of course
doesn't everyone want to be Betty White? Let's be real.
Stormfront knows I leaked the V.
Yeah, but she hasn't come after you.
Yet.
But that makes it so much worse. That
Yeah.
means that she has some fucked up plans.
Exactly.
I need this trip out
Annie,
now.
go with your own gut. You're smarter than most men, let's be real. Gloves! Huey, you might want to stand back.
This is my stinglet.
Got it! Good job, Frenchie! He's made for this.
Bonjour, my little spy.
Are you sure that's the only one? That's really close to, like, major arteries. I would never have let him do that. Sorry, Frenchie. I'd be like, you know this guy's been high for, like, 3 months, right?
It's like you can't even do your job anymore.
Oh, ma'am.
Please just take me in. Just take me in.
Right? He's like, please take me to jail, please. Why are we watching this? No. We've had enough. We know what's going on. Make it stop. The way I've never ever wanted to. Oh, no, God. Didn't I say every single time? Every time they cross the line, they're like, how can we go further?
Remember me?
Aww. She needs some female energy. No offense, dudes, but sort of. I'm with you, A-Train. What the
Your very own anthem.
What is this?
I see what they're trying to do to you. Yeah, talk about getting ass fucked with a soup can. Am I right? What do you mean?
The visuals.
I mean, come on. If anyone knows what it's like to get bounced, it's me.
I'm good, man.
You're not.
Nike and Under Armour are already talking to my people, so, this is actually going to work out to be really fantastic for me.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Well, then,
Or you can come work for me. I could use someone with your imagination.
Oh, no. Fuck you.
That's a pity.
Merci.
There's a Supermax in Colorado. They've got the Unabomber, head of the Aryan Brotherhood, all the greats. And your friends too, maybe. Or they go free.
Wow.
That depends on you.
The way the government operations work, huh?
You can't just hassle.
You can't. They can't. Apparently you don't know you're in America. Justice? What is that? The dysfunction in that gift. I can't. A heart-shaped flower when you literally murdered someone that morning and then rutted over his corpse.
Underneath all that swagger, you're just a bigot and a bully. I know another guy just like that. He's got a flag for a cape.
Stop.
She's not wrong, though. She's really not wrong.
Holy fuck.
No one in any of the rooms? Oh, Oh, it's all soups. Oh no, this is super sad. Although some of them might actually be crazy.
Well, I'm not doing any more of these stupid pet tricks until I talk to my sister.
Who's your sister?
Okay. Okay. We'll work something out.
Sorry. Oh, such a love-hate relationship with this chick, although mostly hate. Hey, what's up, Iceman? The X-Men will be so disappointed in you, FYI, for working with this chick. Very hilarious that they made Iceman the guy who shoots fire in this show. I just think that's hilarious, and I see what you did there. Could this actually work? I just feel like nothing that they plan ever goes according to plan. Look down, look down, look down, look down. Please, Frenchie, please, Frenchie, please, Frenchie, please, Frenchie, please, please. Why would you look right dead in the face? Why would you do that?
Charles and cheese that I snuck you.
Take care of him, Cindy. Although I love you. I do love you, though, as an actor, but...
Who are your friends?
We ain't his friends. Go ahead, fuck his ass up.
Like his friends.
That's what I said.
I don't like liars.
Shit.
Piss her off again.
I'm gonna take my chances.
Gross. But considering that she, you know, killed a bunch of children, you deserve it. Gross, 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 gross. How is he not immune to it, though?
You're right.
Fine.
Huey! 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 No, 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 no!
Okay, cool.
Really, Homelander? She's 22 minutes and you're ready to burn this bouquet? You were such a needy little baby. God.
I went to the tower, and you weren't there. No one had seen you.
So you're checking on me?
Yeah. Homelander's a stalker. Did you not read the Cliff Notes?
I fantasize about drowning you over and over again, but man, I don't want to feel that way anymore. I want to be clean.
That was very honest.
Oh boy, looks like we got ourselves a good old truth exchange.
Oh, hell no. Please sit down. Now, look, man.
For a man in seven-figure debt, a heart condition, and in heavy withdrawal, do you really think you have the luxury to get up and leave?
Woo! The tea is scalding! You better sit yourself down, A-Train. You've always been B tier. I'm sorry, when it comes to brains.
Who told you that?
Sit down.
I can get you back in. But first,
Keep drinking the Fresca, a.k.a. Kool-Aid.
Maybe you like watching people burn too. If she's still. No. Easy. Easy.
Wow, Kumiko's never seen him like this. This is why he keeps getting high. Are you starting to understand now, Kimiko? Like, he knows where you're coming from, boo. Billy wants to laugh so bad. It's a ridiculous costume. I'm sorry, Iceman. I'm really sorry.
What?
I don't know who told you this was cool, but they lie.
What the fuck?
Please don't pretend like you have a choice. I look forward to your call.
What did she have on him? Oh, the way these pawns keep finding each other. He was a pawn for her, and then he became a pawn for Stormfront. Like, and these guys were also pawns for the current. There's just so many pawns finding each other.
I said, put it down.
Is he okay? Oh no, he's very not okay. That would be the back of his head, split open.
Then he died a few months later, another overdose.
I was about to say this.
Serious for Frenchie. Why didn't you ever tell us? these years, man. We want to let you off the hook.
He didn't let himself off the hook. That's the problem.
What makes you think I want to be let off the hook?
Oh God, gross, 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 gross. Please tell me that's coming out of an arm. And not the penis dude. Please don't be the penis dude. Oh God, it's the penis dude, isn't it? Oh God, it's the penis. It is, isn't it? Burn your whole body. Burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it.
That's his fucking neck.
Don't be so close-minded.
No one's open to being choked out by it. Well, actually, maybe there are some people.
He slathers his bum with cremidicin.
No.
I fucking swear to God, he's got rashes down there.
I don't want to know that.
Don't. How do you not know that already? I mean, y'all got busy. You should know if your man's got rashes anywhere.
Oh, yeah. Hey, tell Butcher about the thick penis around your neck.
That is never ever dying, sorry. It had to be MM, right? Frenchie probably would have been into it.
I leave you.
She doesn't want you to leave her alone. She just wants you to cool it a bit. She can speak. She can speak. She came close.
I was born in 1919 in Berlin.
Okay. She's a Nazi.
He gave me the first successful V injection.
This chick was literally Hell's handmaiden. From day one.
The other races are grinding us down and taking what is rightfully ours, but we can fight back. With an army of supermen, millions strong. Because that is Vought's true destiny. And you will be the man who will lead us. We found each other. And now
You found love in a racist place?
ever again.
I'm sorry, Rihanna, you didn't deserve that. No, do not ruin the Golden Girls like this. No, they would never. Dorothy was Jewish. I'm sorry, I yelled really loud there, but how dare you? The Golden Girls is an American classic and by extension a world classic because I'm Canadian and I still love that show. How dare you? How dare you? Not one of the Golden Girls would ever have wanted their song associated with that twisted, perverted, racist-ass love story. You hear me? You were trifling for that one, boys. You were trifling for that. Okay, guys, that was episode 6. I love this show. Oh, it's so good at storytelling. It's so good at weaving such a thick plot. And now we finally know the full story behind Stormfront. But before we get to her, let's peel it back a little bit. We'll talk about Frenchie really quickly. We finally got his backstory because in season 1, we got to see that when him and MM got together for the first time, that there was serious beef between him and MM, but we never found out what it was about. We heard about the Colonel's kids, but we never understood, like, the whole connection. They never gave us the full picture around that. But we knew it was bad because MM, who we've already seen is pretty much, you know, hard outside but chewy center. For him to have that much vitriol towards Frenchie in the beginning, it had to be something huge. But we didn't know the whole situation. And you know, even in these past few episodes, seeing him do things like getting high and kind of just spinning out a little bit when he couldn't get through to Kimiko and help her with her grief, it seemed like a bit of overkill. Like, I understand him being sad that they weren't able to do something to save her brother, but, and then of course making the really stupid mistake of trying to kiss her when she was grieving. But again, it just seemed like he was spinning out way too hard for a situation like this. Like, he should have, that warranted maybe a night of getting drunk. You know, maybe a blunt, but not the spin out like he was full-fledged high for several weeks, right? So I'm glad we finally have the full backstory on how he even got into this whole situation, how he met Butcher, how he met MM, and to see that it really was based on this genius that he's shown since season 1 of being able to really sort of reverse engineer the powers of all these supes and figure out how to find their weaknesses, right? Because that's always been a trope when it comes to superpowers and superheroes and that throughout all the different comics, etc., is that no matter how strong they are, there's always a weakness, right? Superman, it's kryptonite. But anyway, so I love that we have that. We find out why Frenchie got pulled in, and then we finally found out what happened that fateful night. It makes so much sense because now we find out about Lamplighter. Lamplighter was only brought up last season because it was the Supe who killed the Colonel's kid. That's all we knew. Or grandkids, pardon me. So we didn't know much about him. We just assumed he must have been a horrible person, a terrible person. And like I said, I think it's hilarious that they have... So if any of you guys watched the X-Men, the 90s version of X-Men, not the new ones, but the ones from the 90s, early 2000s, you'll know that... I'm not sure. I have to look at the actor's name because I'm sorry. They're twins. There are twins, and one of them played Iceman in those early movies. In the second movie, there's another Supe who actually does exactly what Lamplighter does. I can't remember the name he used. It totally flew out of my mind. It's been a while since I watched it, but literally his power was he'd flick open a lighter, and it was the same thing. It was a Zippo lighter, and he would use his powers to like channel, but he needed like some source first. So I think it's just kind of fun. I feel like there was 2 throwbacks purposely put into this by having, first of all, a Marvel character, Iceman, be another Supe in this show, but also not be Iceman anymore, actually be the polar opposite, which is Fire, and that it almost exactly mimicked the guy who we end up kind of having beef with in that movie. Like, I was like, I see what you did there. I feel like there might have been some Marvel geeks in the writing room for that one. But anyways, digressing. And we discovered through this episode 2 sides of this story that have been kind of, like I said, up in the air since season 1. Lamplighter's side of the story, which is that he didn't actually go out there to kill kids. That's not why he did it. That he actually went to kill the Colonel, which makes sense because he probably thought the Colonel had this information on him that, I don't know what it was, but whatever it was enough to potentially get him kicked out of the 7 or worse. And he thought he was taking care of her. Now again, I don't know if that's because he did it for his own sake or if somebody in the tower found out about it, but either way, he wasn't aiming for, the point is he wasn't aiming for the kids. He's had to live with that mistake. He's had to live with the shame of that mistake, and it actually was so much that he didn't go back to Vought and tell them what happened, because if he had, you know, as Frenchie said later on, they probably all would be dead by now. Like, Homelander would have come to find them, would have killed them, right? So, very interesting on his side of the story, and then on the other side, we hear Frenchie, and the reason that he left that night, we see that, unfortunately, drug culture. Sad reality is people who are users of all kinds of drugs on a regular basis, there is always the potential that someone might OD. It's pretty high, and in this case, he had a friend who clearly did not know when to stop. He knew what to give him to bring him back, basically, from the brink of death. And so he went and made a choice. He had an impossible choice there. Like, I mean, again, I'm sure he didn't think for in a million years that Lamplighter was going to leave this premiere or use that premiere as a alibi to go and commit this horrific crime. But either way, he knows that he wasn't where he was when he was supposed to be, and that he probably could have saved those kids' lives. But it's kind of a Sophie's Choice situation, right? Like, save these children or save your best friend. Like, both mean a lot. So it was really a rough choice, and I feel like either way, you know, Frenchie would have been damned if he did or damned if he didn't that night. So it's so sad to see how many situations in life can be resolved if people would just talk. If they would just honestly talk to each other. But as we saw there, MM was like, dude, if you had said this all those years ago, I wouldn't have been hating you all this time. Everyone would have known the truth. But like he said, like, he's been carrying around the guilt of that night. So he's like, I didn't want to be pardoned, so to speak. Like, I still am punishing myself for that. And again, with Kimiko, I think it was really important for her to see more of Frenchie, because Frenchie, even though Frenchie was so, like, I think she knew that Frenchie was a good person and that he was kind, but he always had a wall up. And now that wall's finally down, and she got to see just how good of a person that he really is, even though he's got his quirks. And then you saw in the end, oh my gosh, that moment where you could see she wanted to talk, like probably the first time in so long. she actually wanted to talk. Like, I think that's huge. So I don't know if we're going to get her to actually say something before the end of the season, but that was a beautiful little moment. And even though she wasn't able to do it yet, I love that she even wanted to. Like, that's huge for them and for her, really. So the soups that they were testing on in that facility was a whole other twisted side of things, but very, very real. I'm still not ready. I may never be ready to talk about the man with the genitalia. We'll leave it there. And finally, we have, of course, the reveal at the end. As I mentioned, we finally know the story around Stormfront. We know exactly how old she is now, and we know her agenda. It makes so much more sense now that she was married to Vought, that, you know, this is why she's got this disgusting Nazi legacy still in her head. Ugh, gross. Like, the fact that Homelander is into it is just... wow, yeah, that is the height of dysfunction, and it's a power couple nobody ever asked for and no one needs, and I hope is destroyed very, very quickly. But overall, guys, again, amazing episode, great storytelling as usual, loved watching it, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please go ahead and hit that like button and let me know, and again, if you like what you see and you want to come here again, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Until next time,